Arda Güler and Kylian Mbappé, they look scary. That duo looks absolutely scary. I mean, you look back at it and think, how did Ancelotti keep this guy on the bench? How did this guy get on the bench? How wasn't he getting game time in important matches? His passing, his ball control, his game management is absolutely brilliant. I'm really, really surprised, but I am happy though to see him getting his game time, to getting his recognition and being a key player for us. Because I think, as I've already said this, do you know the funny thing? Do you know the actual funny thing? All the players I have, predicted to, do well in my dark horse prediction video, you can check that out on the card above, or the link will be in the description down below. You can check that out. All my predictions for players and teams that I think are actually going to do well this season have actually been cooking. Güler, I said, was going to be an important player for Real Madrid. He had 2 goals in 2 games. He's getting assists, playing very well. The rest of the predictions, I'm not really going to talk about it. If you want to watch it, link will be in the description, or you can check the card up above. But getting into this game, Mbappe looks sharper than a butcher's knife. He is looking brilliant. I'm concerned for the other teams. I'm really concerned for the other teams in the league. And I mean, if he can keep this up and we can have players like Gonzalo Garcia coming from the bench and performing, Endrick coming back from his injury and performing, I think we have a very, very, very good team going forward. I'm trying to go through my notes. I didn't really take a whole lot of notes because I think, the red card really made the game a little bit more inclined to Real Sociedad and Madrid defending. It was, kind of typical when teams get a red card, how the game is going to go down. But before the red card, I think Sociedad was a big test. I said this before in the matches we had. I did say, coming up against Sociedad, I think Real Madrid is going to have a big test. And if they can go through that game successfully and come out with a good result, I think, it will be a sign of better things to come. And, we handled the red card very well. Tactical changes, game management from Xabi Alonso, very, very, very impressive. And I'm very, very happy about that. Set pieces. I think set pieces were very, very good. I'm happy to see that. I think if you're a Real Madrid fan, you're very encouraged with what you're seeing in terms of organization, in terms of, how we look as a team. We look organized. We look like we know exactly what we do. We're not just basing our performances on, individual players. It looks like we actually have a system. We know what we do. Even set pieces, it look like we have a system. Getting the ball to Houghton, getting the ball down, like heading the ball down, and then getting someone to be on the end of the rebound. So it's very, 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 encouraging to see that as a Real Madrid fan. Was not really had a tactical manager in a very long time. I mean, even during the time of Zinedine Zidane, he wasn't a tactical manager. He just, made very good use of the talented players that we had in our possession. Ceballos was good. I think it was a little bit of a question mark on Ceballos starting the game, but I think Ceballos was good. Tchouaméni, again, I gave him the praise the last time. He played very, very, very well. And today, again, he played very well, especially when we went one man down. His defensively aware, he was good getting interceptions. I think we almost scored a goal due to one of his interceptions. And I think he's obviously going to get very, 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 very better. Alonso definitely has taken an interest to him, and you can see it's a conscious effort and a conscious improvement from Tchouaméni that is coming directly from the manager. So I think Tchouaméni going to be an important player. I've talked about Güler. We did well in a vulnerable position, defended very, very, very well in a vulnerable position. I think we need Camavinga back. I think this red card kind of, highlighted our lack of midfield substitutions and, not defensive substitutions, because we made a lot. I think there was a point in time where there were like 8 defenders on the field. We need Camavinga back, because I think if Camavinga it was on the bench, we take off Güler earlier, put Camavinga in the midfield, and we have someone who can defend and also be on the attack. We can also go forward in the attack. So I think getting Camavinga back from injury would be very good. And I think Alonso will also like what Camavinga also brings to the table. I want to talk about Vinicius Jr. As a Real Madrid fan, it's very difficult to talk about Vinicius Jr. in the sense of trying to analyze his game, because he's a very important player for us. When he is on his game, he is one of the best wingers and I think best players in the world. But you look at Kylian Mbappé and you look at the amount of effort he has played. I think this is the third game he has won man of the match. You can see the amount of effort Kylian Mbappé is putting into his Real Madrid games. And you look at a Vinicius Jr. and the type of effort he is putting into Real Madrid games, and it's kind of night and day, to be honest. I think Vinicius played well. There were sparks of playing well from Vinicius, but this is a mid-20s star player for Real Madrid. We don't want sparks. We don't want flashes of good performance. We want good performances. As a Real Madrid fan, you expect sparks of performances from an Endrick, sparks of performances from a Gonzalo Garcia, Mastantuano. These are players that you're not really expecting the world from them because they're still developing. They're still in the early stages of their career. But with a player like Vinicius Jr., you expect consistency. You expect day in, day out. We give a 7 out of 10 for Vinicius Jr. He comes onto the field, he does something, he influences the game, he impacts the game. And we expect that every single game from a player of the level and the stature of Vinicius Jr. And I'm not seeing that. I'm going to be honest, I am not seeing that. I am seeing performance in this game, no performance in the next game. Performance in the next game, no performance it's not consistent. Mbappe has been putting in the effort from the Club World Cup, not even just the start of the season. From the Club World Cup, we've been seeing Mbappe putting in the effort day in, day out. He's been put match in, match out. He's running for balls. He's effective with the ball. He's efficient with the ball. He doesn't lose. I don't think Mbappe has lost possession. From my memory, I don't think Mbappe has lost possession on the ball. He is efficient with the ball. He gets the ball. He's not doing too much. He gets the ball, lays it off, makes that run. And I want to see that from Vinicius, because I know Vinicius on his day. We saw that against Oviedo. We saw that against Mallorca. Vinicius on his day can be a good player, but we need to see that Vinicius every single day. We don't want an on his day player. We want that player every single day. We want that Vinicius every single match, not just the matches where you're being criticized. I don't want to see Vinicius playing well when he's criticized, because I know he can't play well. I know when Vinicius comes up against a Mallorca or a Real Oviedo, Vinicius is going to play well. But I want to see Vinicius play well against a Real Sociedad. I want to see Vinicius play well against a Barcelona. I want to see Vinicius play well against an Atletico Madrid, Champions League matches, not just the matches that are convenient. That's my problem with Vinicius. So, because I think when we had the red card, we had an opportunity to have a counterattack, and Vinicius was the one leading the counterattack. He makes a run into the box, pass the ball to Mbappe, and you can see he's ahead. There's a little bit of hesitation. There's a little bit of, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, and he loses the ball. And, we're in a position where we're one man down. We have to take these opportunities, kill off the game. So that's where I think my issues with Vinicius come. Ever since that season where he was supposed to win the Ballon d'Or and he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, you can see there has been a little bit of inconsistency. I think ever since last season, there has been inconsistency in his game. And you look at it and think, we need to see you at your best every single day. If not, someone else has to take your spot, and I don't know who's on the team that can take his spot. I think Mastantuano can do that. I think Bellingham can do that, to be honest, because keep in mind, Alonso still plays with two center attacking mids. Vinicius is playing in that center attacking mid role, but he is more wide. But I think Bellingham can come in and take Vinicius' spot if he's not playing that well. So definitely, I want to see consistency from Vinicius. I'm not saying he played badly today. I'm not saying, he was the worst player on the pitch for Real Madrid. I'm trying to say the performance we saw against Oviedo, the performance we saw against Mallorca, I want to see that every single game. I want to see a 7 out of 10. I think a 7 out of 10 is too average. For a player of Vinicius' level and the level we hold Vinicius to, I think a 7 out of 10 is average for Vinicius. I want to see above average performances from Vinicius every single game, because that's what we're seeing from Mbappe. That is what we're seeing from Mbappe. We're seeing above average performances from Mbappe every single game. And I want Vinicius to be on that level. And I think if he can be on that level every single game, it gives us a better opportunity of doing things this season. But yeah, I think apart from that, that's really good. Good performance, good game management from Alonso to hold on to a game where we lost a man due to a red card. And I think good performances from everyone. I think I'm not going to talk about the red card. La Liga is La Liga. I don't think that was a red card. I think that was a yellow card at best. I don't know why the referee didn't go to the VAR monitor, but it is what it is. We'll take the 3 points. Unfortunately for us, it didn't lead to us dropping points. So I'm going to take the positives out of that. La Liga is La Liga. You're going to get controversial decisions like this, and it's going to definitely go against or for your team if you are in La Liga. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As usual, any feedback from you guys would be greatly appreciated.